everyone, so this is the second official video for when I've been in Korea. I haven't had a whole lot of time or chance to take video clips this week because we haven't gone out and done as many things. But I've tried to take pictures when we've gone out, and probably a lot of it will be from what I did last Saturday. Today we went out for lunch, and went to a fusion restaurant for my first time. It's called Ashley's, which is a Korean American fusion restaurant. And for those of you who don't know what that is, basically it's the Korean idea of American food, as well as a number of adapted Korean foods to be more American type thing, which was pretty good and definitely interesting for an experience. Me and Alicia made root beer floats, or root beer. They only have one dark cola normally, which was basically Coke. Which is my first time actually making a root beer float, which, shame on me, I probably should have before. I just keep forgetting. But it was interesting to see everyone's reactions because one of the ladies who was there was like, "Oh, what's that? Can I try it?" And so she did, and she liked it, and so she made one of her own. But one of the other tables of the missionaries was like, "What on earth are you doing?" And so it was rather interesting to see their different reactions. Then we got back about an hour and a half ago. So me and Alicia cleaned the OMS office and sorted our garbage because I didn't know where the garbages were, and helped me fix my sink because sinks that have the plug built into them, mine had got stuck pushed down and it doesn't have the thing to pull it back up. So we went back and forth between our two apartments for probably a good 15-20 minutes trying to figure out different ways of getting it to come back up, and eventually Alicia got it to get unstuck, which I was very thankful for, and now I can actually clean everything properly and not have to worry about the water not draining, which is very nice. But yeah, so that's what's been going on so far today. One of the ladies that we tutor wasn't able to make it to one of her classes this week, so we're having the makeup class for that later this afternoon. It's almost 3, so her class will be at 4:30 approximately. So between now and then, I'm gonna continue doing my laundry, clean my apartment, and hopefully edit some of this video. I don't know how many video clips I'll have, but I hope you enjoy the stuff that I do have. So it's Thursday night. We just got back from the MK class. It is just after 8 p.m. It was one of our busiest days so far, like in terms of what we actually have to do. Thursdays in general are the busiest day because we have the English worship and then the English class with the missionaries at 9:30, like starts at 9:30 and goes to 12. Then we have lunch from 12 to 1, and then me and Alicia have an hour break, and then we have a tutoring session with make sure I can say her name right, Shimdokim Samonim, and then we have another hour or so break, and then at 4:30 we have the tutoring session with Michelle, and that goes until 6. And then today we ate supper with the missionaries as well. The men made supper, and they made burijjigae, which is really good, but it was the spiciest thing I have ever eaten that's like not Mexican spices. Like Mexican spices burn your mouth, burn your esophagus, burn your stomach, like, but this just makes you really, really hot. Like all of the guys here were sweating and my face was really red. They kept asking like, are you okay? And like, you look like an apple. And Michelle came and gave me a glass of water, and I didn't get a chance to see my face before like it had cooled down a little bit, but apparently my face was very red. But I didn't die and I'm not sick so far, for those of you who know that I'm sensitive to spices. So if I can eat something that even the Koreans who I was eating with are like, this is really spicy, and not die and not get sick, then that means that my spice tolerance is very high, at least for Korean spices, and I don't have to worry about it in the future, which is very, very nice, and I'm very thankful to know. So yeah, after supper we had the MK class, and everyone was there for the most part. We tried some new games, we taught them a simplified version of Honey, Do You Love Me? Or sorry, Honey, If You Love Me, and it went over really well. We kind of had to cut it short in order to fit it in the time that we had. We have gone over the letters, or sorry, Alicia has gone over the letters A to D with them so far, but we need to go over the lowercase letters, and so that's mainly what we focused on today, was making sure that they could identify the lowercase letters and match them to their corresponding uppercase letter. So that's what my Thursdays look like. We don't normally do anything in the evenings after the class. Like Mondays we have the MK class, and then we have the class with the Yeon, but other than that we don't have anything else in the evenings, which is nice. I can do whatever, and I'm working on going to bed earlier, which for those of you who are aware, that has been a really big issue for me for the past for all of last semester. So if I can fix that, then that would be really good. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to talk about for tonight. Let's see, this might be the only section of video that I have, but that's okay. We haven't gone out very much, so we're going somewhere on Saturday. We thought it was going to be to Gyeongbokgung, I think is how you say it. Anywho, it's one of the palaces, but Michelle and Jonathan want to come with us, specifically Michelle, and she camps this Saturday, so we're probably going to go somewhere else, but I don't know where yet. Anywho, so I will definitely document that once, whatever we're going to be doing, whether it's for this week's video or next week's. Hey everyone, so I wanted to show you some of what I'm making today for supper. This is the first time that I've tried this, and it turns out that I don't actually have all the ingredients, so I had to make do. Originally I was going to try to make tteokbokki, but I don't have things. It turned out that I needed something and I don't actually have it, so I improvised. So basically what I'm stirring right now is the rice cakes, which are smaller than the recipe that I'm following called for, but that's okay. So basically it calls for the rice cakes and spicy like chili paste / powder and cabbage and scallions, but I wasn't entirely sure what a scallion was. I'm pretty sure they were onions, and I had another recipe that needed green onions, so I just used some more of those. And because, ooh, it's really foaming. I hope that's normal. Seeing as I had kimchi, which is cabbage anyway, and then I didn't have to worry about the spice, I'm going to use that instead of the cabbage. And then the fish cakes, which is normal. And was called for, which I think I forgot to list. Oh yeah, the foam's going away. It's fine. But anywho, because I didn't have the paste, which is what's supposed to be in the sauce, I decided to use some garlic powder and soy sauce instead. So we'll see how this turns out. The last time I tried to make something, ended up being super salty. I'm told it was because of the soy sauce. So I didn't use a whole lot of soy sauce this time. So let's hope that it's not as salty. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off the camera and show you when I'm stirring all the ingredients in. So I ended up turning it way down because I wasn't sure if the foam came back up, and I wasn't sure entirely what I was doing, and I also couldn't get to the rice cakes to tell if they were done or not. This made way more than I need, but hey, we'll see how it turns out, because it's not looking too bad. This is the finished product. That's how much it made. Was so way more than I needed, but that's okay. That means I can have leftovers and have plenty to eat, because in the process of cooking and eating today, I used all my bowls because I don't have very many. So this is helpful because I can keep most of it in my serving bowl and just keep putting more on my plate. And my idea worked. It is sufficiently spicy because of the kimchi, and it's not too salty because I tried a piece to tell if it was done, and it's a little bit salty, but not overwhelmingly like the last thing that I made, which I'll put a picture of in the video. So yeah, that's my makeshift tteokbokki.